What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The time Lizzo stole my boyfriend. Lizzo gets exposed by a random chick online who's decided to jump in during this let's blame Lizzo and be victims movement that seems to feel almost like a Me Too type situation, man. Doesn't it feel like a Me Too situation with this Lizzo thing? I mean, you have the chicks coming out wanting to sue her for being called fat and SA accusations. And now you have women who are coming out saying, yeah, you know what? She's not a good person. She stole my boyfriend. The irony, when the victims turn on one another. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
First met Lizzo late 2016, 2017-ish. She and my boyfriend were co-hosting a show on MTV called Wonderland. And no, she wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice to me. I knew she didn't like me, but the people around her were nice. Like her sister seemed nice. And I kind of ignored it because I felt like, well, you know, she's already like in this celebrity scene or whatever. So she probably just feels like she has better things to do than talk to me.
Right.
And I just noticed that, like, even when we were just out to eat or at the beach or something, she still wasn't very nice to me. And it wasn't like a production thing, like, oh, she's just really busy or whatever. She just didn't like me. She didn't say anything that was mean, but she was really like standoffish or like wouldn't talk to me. You know, like when I talked to her, it was kind of like, oh, okay, like get the from me. I don't want to talk to you. So yeah, I eventually found out that she and my boyfriend had something going on, ex-boyfriend. And that was that. I left the relationship. I mean, yeah, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I was with him for 10 years. I supported him through everything.
10 years is a long time. And it is a long time.
And when he finally got a big break, he left me for Lizzo. It was really hard for my mental health. I went through a really difficult period of time.
The way she laughed at that, guys, let's just keep it real, bro. The way she laughed at that, it was like, he left me for Lizzo. Was she fat shaming? I mean, it's hilarious. It is hella funny. I don't believe in there's such thing as fat shaming, but I got left for Lizzo. I mean, that's hilarious. I don't believe that there's anything really as fat shaming being a terrible, terrible thing. But I will say this, that laugh she did was like, I got left for a fat chick.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Let's keep listening.
Trying to be okay with this because it wasn't just like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. It was like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and he left me for a person who wasn't very nice to me and turned out to be like, after the fact, after we broke up, she became a Grammy award-winning celebrity and everybody in the world loves her and her message is like love and light and positivity. After knowing how she treated me, but I wasn't able to, I didn't want to say anything because it made me sound like a whiny little baby or something. So I didn't broadcast that was something that happened to me. Or when I did talk about it, I never named her because I just didn't feel like I would be supported or people would care, you know, like people loved her. So why would I try to like drag her name or whatever. So I just silently went through something really big and really hard. It was like my fight or flight response was triggered every time I heard her song on the radio or like if I went to the movies and like her song was in the trailer. It was so difficult and I cried for so long and I felt so depressed and like I was in a really bad spot for years because of how this happened. And I know it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. It was his fault. It was the way he handled it. She has no responsibility to me. But I think they could have both been a little more kind in the way that they chose to get together. You know, like he could have broken up with me or she could have maybe suggested that he break up with me before they started something because the text messages were something that I'll never be able to not see in my head. I think I'm feeling emotional right now because this is the first time I've ever been able to freely speak on it and feel like people will hear what I'm saying and not just like come at me for saying something about somebody that they really like.
So you waited for an opportunity where everybody's piling on Lizzo to attack her. Guys, listen, I personally, as terrible as this may sound, think that it's slightly humorous that Lizzo, the mascot of body positivity, is being accused of body shaming other people. But I have to say that this whole idea of, like me tooing people and bringing up situations like, oh, she took my man. Like, so what? So what? I mean, are people really supposed to feel bad for this chick? Guys, think about it like this. How many women have cheated on their boyfriends with Drake? Or insert whatever popular rapper or celebrity. You're not allowed to get on here and cry about it. And that's life. That's life. She took your man. I don't think that was necessarily such a terrible thing to do. It's just, this is not me saying that Lizzo is right for the whole body positivity thing. I still think that's stupid. But I think it's hilarious that videos like this are coming out. Let's keep listening.
And it feels like this validation. And I try to be a good person, I try to let things go, forgive, just move on. But some things just stick with you until it gets lifted off of your spirit. And I feel like this is a moment where it's gotten lifted off of my spirit that she's not everything that she's been saying she is. And I've known that for a long time, but I tried to let it go. But now that it's coming to light, who she really is and how she really operates, it's just like vindication. It's like what I went through was real, and I don't have to be quiet about it anymore. I don't have to be embarrassed about it anymore. It's true. It's true. I've seen it. It's real, and now I can put these feelings aside and just really move on.
So, guys, I'm blown away that people think Lizzo was some type of an angel. You can't put people up on a pedestal like that. Anybody on social media, anybody. You can't put them up on a pedestal like that. And eventually you realize that they too are human and make mistakes. And here comes the pitchforks and everything people do when those people realize that this person isn't the angel who you thought they were. I mean, the whole idea of the body positivity movement for women should have been a real red flag for most of these people to see just how dumb that is.
Yes, I never really thought I needed that, but I did. I'm realizing that I did. But the biggest takeaway is just be kind. Build your character and be kind. Operate from a place of love. Love yourself. And when you truly love yourself, that will extend itself to other people. Be the same person outside as you are in privacy behind closed doors. Don't try to build yourself up in a fake persona. Just because people say the right things or put on the public displays of humanitarianism or I care about you, and people love hearing those things, but what we're really not looking at is how people actually live their lives. And it's okay to get those motivational moments or those inspirational messages from people. Take the message, apply it to yourself. You're smart. You know what's right and what's true for you. So take those things and let them make you a better person, but don't ever idolize messengers. Do not ever idolize messengers. You do it for yourself. You figure those things out for yourself. You set your course. You set your path. You do the things that you believe in. And don't think that just because someone else is saying it, that they're better than you or anything like that. We're all human. Don't forget that.
Okay. Guys, there you go. You heard it for yourself. This idea of idolizing people in the limelight is a true thing. And I think people should be really careful with who they look up to. You have to make sure that you leave room for human error. We're all human, right? That's the coffee you just have to drink when you're dealing with people, is that those people, no matter how they try to paint themselves as perfect, etc., the reality is they will probably make decisions in life that you may not agree with, and they might make mistakes. I can at least agree with that. And that's why I try to keep it as real as possible here on the Coffee Pod, and also leave room for you guys to share your thoughts and opinions down below, because at the end of the day, nobody at all is perfect. But let's check out some of these comments, because I'm curious to know who this guy is, right? First comment here says, not me looking up who co-hosted Wonderland, LOL. 23K people looked it up, and so are we. All right, I think I found the guy and his Instagram page. There we go. This man knew the mission. This man was about the bag. Left his chick who he was with for 10 years and got with Lizzo. So guys, listen, let's keep it real. On the SMV scale, so we're talking about sexual market value. This man ranks a lot higher than Lizzo. This man is not Lizzo sized. He is not somebody who you would consider overweight. And don't you find it ironic that the same women who talk about how you should love people in all sizes and shouldn't judge somebody based on how they look physically always try to shoot their shot to some of the most people who be considered, as far as men, conventionally attractive? The whole thing is a scam. There's no body positivity movement for men, which is why this guy looks the way that he does, as in he's not fat, according to these pictures. And nobody feels bad for DJ Khaled. They make fun of him. There's no body positivity for men. You don't get to live in that dream world. And that's why that dream world right now is being exposed for just being stupid, right? The whole movement just doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. Another comment here from another person says, no one can steal something that disrespected you. It's a blessing in disguise. Another comment here says, 10 years. I'm sorry you went through that. 20K likes. Here's another commenter that says, losing a partner like this is traumatizing, especially a long-term one. Here's another comment that reads, you are validated. 12K likes on that one. Another person here added 10 years. Ugh, that's rough. So sorry. Another person here says, girl, your energy feels like a warm hug. I hope you're happy and thriving. Somebody else here added, what goes around always eventually comes back around. You deserve better and are entitled to your feelings. Feelings, feelings, feelings. Another comment here says, she wasn't nice because you had what she wanted. So sorry, girl. That's it. Yeah. Interesting. And guys, what do you think about this whole Lizzo situation? As always, leave your comments down below. I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.